Okay, good afternoon and welcome to Mo Knows featuring me, Mo, Monica Mo Justice. All right, Sam. Okay, good afternoon. Hold on. To Mo Knows. I asked you about the trailer, but then I think that it didn't show. I know why it didn't show. But anyway, I'm going to give you the trailer anyway. Happy New Year. Okay, we in 2026. We are approaching our 9th year here on YouTube. Can we get excited about me being here for 19 years? No, it's only 9. For me being here 9 years on YouTube, I'm going to tell you, if I haven't learned some things in that small period of time, I don't know what else to tell you, but I did learn some things along the way. All right, let me Oh, really? Let me take a pause. Let me take a pause. Um, the answer is no, I didn't. And I'll cover that. I'll cover that in a very limited way. Because folks up here, on this free app, I'm waiting to reach quorum. But folks up here on this free app, they believe that they could just disrespect you on any level and it's all right. But for the most part, it is because you have to build thicker skin, and there's some things in this world that you just have to ignore because it's like gremlins. If you feed them, what'll end up happening is you'll be miserable. But anyway, let me start with my new. This is not my theme music, but this is the theme music when I'm talking about things surrounding the cemetery. And today's discussion is going to be surrounding the cemetery. Shout out to the 12 people who entered the room. You helped me meet quorum. Hit the like before you take a hike. Um, I appreciate those who want to hang out inside the lounge, kick up. There's drinks on the house today for Mo. Um, I need to go look and see something. All right. But so let me just share this. Let me make sure I'm sharing the sound with you. And let's go.
In the shadows of the YouTube streets where the quiet gets loud, there's a story in the soil that was never heard, never loud. Some patterns get buried but they never stay dead. They whisper through the cracks like the words unsaid. And when the silence breaks, you can hear the resistance. Welcome to the chapter called the cemetery business. And when the silence breaks, you can hear the resistance. Welcome to the chapter called the cemetery business.
Did we do that again? I think we can. Let's just unwind one more time before we get started.
the shadows of the YouTube streets where the quiet gets loud, there's a story in the soil that was never heard, never loud. Some patterns get buried, but they never stay dead. They whisper through the cracks like the words unsaid. And when the silence breaks, you can hear the resistance. Welcome to the chapter called the cemetery business. And when the silence breaks, you can hear the resistance. Welcome to the chapter called the cemetery business.
All right, that's where we at today. Welcome to the cemetery business. All right. Now listen. It don't a day don't go by. I need to fix it. All right, I'm gonna fix it. I got a few things I need to fix around here. Let me do that. Let me do that. Let me come over here. Let me lock that. Let me lock that. Let me just come. And we gotta see. You know, we do it in twos. Ow. Hey Momo. What's up? Okay. Sometimes I just like to feel like I feel like you should see two of them if you want to see any of me. New project, new project on board. But this is a T project, so it is what it is. All right, let's do this. Happy 2026. Um, it's the year that if something's wrong, you need to work on getting fixed. I don't know what to tell you. I ain't got too much stuff to say to people about I don't have too much stuff to say to grown folks because this 9 years. This year we will be hitting 9 years on YouTube. And one thing I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna spend all that time trying to raise other people's grown up. I'm not trying to raise other people's kids that are now grown ups. That's what I'm not gonna do. All right. Let's just take it back. Now I have two of us. All right. So I was editing a video today. I was really doing the damn thing. I was really doing the damn thing. And it was going to, I have to look at what I was doing in a nutshell. And in the midst of me editing the video, someone else dropped the live. I don't know when I'm gonna tell you the moment I walked in the live, I heard something about the beef, not the beefy, which is a dude, some other dude in New York. So I had to hear that nobody sent like Monica, go to the archives. I'm sorry. Just sometimes I feel like I just have to refresh people's memory about things that happened in the past. And I don't really wanna I don't wanna spend 2026 drifting down memories. I don't wanna do that. I don't wanna sit up and talk to a bunch of people that I'm never gonna meet in person and have to continue to like explain the nuances of life to folks. I don't wanna do that. I really don't. So but I do want to go in the archives just to show something because although some people may not directly, no, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm gonna go right here like this.
Her name Mo Just.
Cause you know, sometimes we all feel a certain kind of way about things, and I get it. And I ain't even mad, but going down memory lane, Momo's in the place to be. Um, hold on a second. Don't forget to hit the like when you come in, because we in a new year and we need to be doing all the new stuff. We need to be doing all the YouTube stuff. All right, here we go. Y'all ready?
This. You just got when you get off of here, you gotta get into her channel. Don't tell her you know me,
That
cause then
name
she ain't gonna
sound
give you no
familiar
play.
too. Mo
Yo,
Justice.
if you yeah. Yo, they call her Mo cause her head
I
game
ain't gonna
out of
say nothing.
control. She got the wop 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 wop. You feel me?
Yeah, them Queen chicks
She
is
got
something
that
else.
wop wop wop
Mo
wop wop
Justice,
wop
huh?
wop.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
hold it
cause
tomorrow.
the
Ask you
head game
questions.
is justice. She gets the head game is justice. Feel me? Big
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
big bracks.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Now, I'm going to go back to that for 1 second because I want to show you a receipt that I embedded in the stream because I think it's important because I'm not this editing genius, but when I do these videos, I do try to put all my receipts all in one space. I do try to do that.
Her name Mo Justice. You got
Okay. I'm a freeze it at the point where the receipt pops up in there just so we could read it.
you just got when you get off of here, you gotta get into her channel. Don't tell her you know me,
That
cause then
name
she ain't gonna
sound
give you no
familiar
play.
too.
Okay, don't tell her you know me. And then he's like, yo, that name sounds familiar too. And this is what he had wrote me at Mo Justice. JF who? I'm in Queens now on something houses on the terrace. Spin through. What's up, fight? I was about to call you firefighter. Man, y'all was too much for me. I'ma just tell you that much. Did you do your lives today, sir? Anyway, I just want y'all to hear it for yourself again because although I heard the claim today, I didn't send nobody to her house and all this other stuff, but this is the evidence that you did.
Her name Mo Justice. You just got when you get off of here, you gotta get into her channel. Don't tell her you know me,
That
cause then
name
she ain't gonna
sound
give you no
familiar
play.
too. Mo Justice.
Yo, if you yeah. Yo, they call her Mo cause her head
I
game
ain't gonna
out of
say nothing.
control.
They call her Mo because her head game is out of control. And this dude whips the block and is like, yo, I'm up the block from you. Come through. Come holler at your boy. So, although you shouldn't be held accountable for some grown ass man on the internet whipping the block, no, he whipped the block. And don't tell me that he didn't whip the block and I lied on you. Because I'm not here for that kind of time. Be here for some time, but I'm not here. So that did happen. in that impact. And this was not the first guy, but it's the first time that I learned how to use my tools and keep a record of it. There was the dude that was in the room for Newbie, wherever. Y'all remember who he is. So it's not the first time. It wasn't the last time. So since we on this brand conversation and respecting people's brand, I appreciate that you took into consideration what I said as it relates to using worship. Worship is the intellectual property of Monica Mo Justice. I came up with it several years ago, whatever the construct was. And my position the other day was, damn, if I don't say anything about you using it, then I can't say anything about anyone else that does the same. I have to apply the same pressure across the board. So I did. And I just respectfully ask to be credited when people are borrowing one's intellectual property. I don't see why that should be a big problem. Um, I don't know why it's written into a big problem. Everything else that was said, the allegations of me only standing up when I must have heard from my cohorts that there was an issue with you being so playful. No, that's not what happened, sir. What happened is I was out in traffic. That's what I call it when I'm on other people's panels. And I try to maintain my brand across it. I don't own my image or any of those things when I'm on somebody else's platform and I act a fool. So I have to really take control, even though there are sometimes when some people stress me out and I have to be a little bit more aggressive. But if I don't need to be, I don't have to be. I can always come back home to to Motown and own it. I don't see where there was anything else that I was using of your brand. So to come out today with a community post, it be the fuckery for me. Let me go into let me see if it's still there. Because, of course, I was subscribed to you. So if you shared something on your community wall and then I decided to share it on my wall, I'm getting it from you. So I shared it from you. Yes, I did do that. Didn't realize it was an issue. It's not the same as wanting to be a member of something that already exists. But I, I'm not going to belabor any additional examples of anything because I don't want to add, I don't want you to believe that I am heartbroken, upset, or angry at your decision to keep it moving. I'm really not. So I don't want you to get that I don't want you to get that indication. I am alarmed by your reaction. However, I cannot control if something I say or do makes an individual feel in his feelings. Or, I can't help that. My impact wasn't intended to hurt your feelings, but it was intended to show you from the gate something that's incorrect for me up front so that it won't drag out. This was just what, 24 hours or less than 24 hours when I said something, but so it wouldn't fester and grow into something and then it becomes a whole laundry list of things that went wrong. So, if your decision for yourself at this moment is I ain't messing with Mo Mo. I'm good. I'm good and I respect that. Um let's just go back to showing things because I just was surprised. So I need to understand. Listen, if you folks who've been here for 9 years want to change the rules in the middle of the game, let's go. I'm ready to change them at any moment. Right? As long as I get notice, I'm ready to change the I'm ready to rock with the new rules. So, according to him, the new rule is if he puts a post on his wall for brand identity, I should not share it. Now, I think there must have been some more underlying issue here. And one of the things, so here it is. There's a live stream that went on in the wee hours of the morning while I was somewhere else. Fighter Complex 7, do you want to confirm that I was all the way to heaven? I was in the clouds somewhere else, doing other things, engaging in other things. And, you know, that's where I was at. Anyway, but when I finished over there and I was tucked in for a long winter's nap, what did I discover? You, sir, shared something and you said, pull up. I pulled up, pulled over, and what did I hear? My name. I heard my name. I said, did someone, did someone say Mo Mo Mo? Now, if you had watched the video, you would have heard this terminology in the video. I have diplomatic immunity in the community now. That's what somebody said. And that somebody is Trey because someone, you guys elected him to be your president in the cemetery. Um, Interesting. So I feel like Mo Mo Mo, I have diplomatic immunity in um the gang that was inspired by me. That's all I said. That's it. That's everything. If you had watched the video, you would have heard the terminology and you would have seen what I said. I don't know. I really don't know. Now, I did hear Trey speak on his interactions or his engagement with someone on his phone, Karen, and him. And I heard him clearly say he has had no phone call communications with Mo Momo. I remember being accused of having communications behind the scenes with him. And here he comes straight forward and says, I didn't. Now, yes, I did hear his coho call me out of my name, derogatory terms. I don't remember which ones they were because I don't like her. It's what I heard with probably some bad word behind it or whatever. I didn't really pay that any attention. You know why? Because everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So let's go to your post that I read that you were upset that I shared that. Do I have your post? I'm like I'm so over some of this stuff. It ain't even funny anymore. It's just like it's so childish. I think that's where I'm at with this thing. It's so childish. While I'm still at the same time saying I honor and respect other people's opinions, but I think some of these things are just so childish. All right. So I'm going to do a share right now. And this is again on a community space. And it says at Momomo, right? Um, if I'm such a problem and I make your brand look bad, I don't believe. Well, let me read it all first, as I do when I get things in the office. If I'm such a problem and I make your brand look bad, why are you sharing my post after the last live you did on me? You can't have it both ways. This will be the second or third time you flipped for absolutely no good reason or none at all. So, in conclusion, please find someone else to play with. Okay, respectfully. Um, I'm just gonna respect it. I don't even think I want to touch on anything in here. If I make your brand look bad, I don't recall saying that you made my brand look bad. I remember saying that I did not want to alienate folks that were once part of the letters KMJ by substituting the J temporarily with your J until the other J returned. I don't think that was a matter of looking bad. If you're if you're focusing on the words where I says the optics are bad, then it's a matter of defining the word optics. And if that's what you discovered in looking up the word optics, that it meant the look was bad, it is the optics is a little bit more intensified. It's not just what it visually see, what it's the appearance of something. Doesn't necessarily mean that it is, but it appears to be bad. So if that's what you are associating with making a person's brand look bad, then I guess, um that's fair, and I respect your commentary on it. Everything around here is not negative. Everybody around here is not out to get anybody, but I understand your previous or your recent experience, and I understand how you feel about friendships. All I can say to you is don't quickly identify people as friends, and then maybe you can manage your expectations as to what the relationships would bring. Did Mo email John Frank after the incident that occurred? All right. So, um, y'all just hellified disrespectful in this community, but what more can you expect? Um, when people haven't been raised appropriately to respect anything. So since y'all don't respect anything, it's crazy. Do 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 do. All right. It's crazy. All right. I lost my train of thought. as it pertains to um the optics of things, if that's the way you see things. Now, there was an email communication recently, but if my memory serves me accurately, I received an email and I responded to an email. I just want to check that and make sure if I'm correct. Mhm. Yeah. So this is what I will say in respect to the conversation that I recently had with John Frank on a panel. And he said that he didn't expect somebody to read anybody's communication. But this is what I will say. I received an email on December 14th at 10:54 p.m. and I responded to that email on December 16th at 6:28 p.m. I received another response to that email on December 16th at 6:38 p.m. to which I responded again at 7:46 p.m. And then a day later on the 17th there was a communication to me at 5:40 p.m., which actually I'm just seeing for the first time. And I never responded to it. So it's one email with that many chains on it. So in essence, what was stated on the on the 14th really was applicable also on the 16th when I responded. But I only saw it on the 16th. So if you believe that was me reaching out first, I'll take that. I'll take that. But the fact of the matter is the communication start before then. Um, and that's it. There's no need to share what that communication was, but there was a communication. In terms of Brandon, when I was on the live stream, since I believe Brandon's comments were directed at Monica Mo Justice, I didn't, I was discouraging you from opining on them and adding to that kind of discussion, not to engage. Silly of me to tell a grown man not to argue with another grown man that he's never going to be able to put hands on while we're on a platform. I was not aware of the the post that you referred to in your video, the one about the situation. But I found it funny because the day I had the conversation with you and Brandon on the phone and the call back from Brandon, etc., I was on an influencer call. We was streaming on Zoom, or it was a private live stream. So I played the telephone call that you referenced was live for the people that were there. So it was on speakerphone for all to hear the exchange. So anyone who was on that stream heard what went down. All the calls. I don't know what else to say. So I don't know what Brandon posted on his community wall, because after seeing that first post that night, I was a little bit taken back by him. And then there was something else that he posted about trademarks or branding or th- uh, that I thought was just, you don't know what you're talking about, so you just write anything. So I just left that alone too. So at the end of the day, um I hear what you're saying. I believe the story goes just a little bit differently, but it doesn't matter. There's somebody out here in the ether that heard it as well. So it wasn't just you, me, and Brandon on the call. Since it's Brandon's phone and he gets to, don't nobody get to tell him who he can call on his phone or whatever. However, that was going, it was again another example of a childish conversation that I had with people who pee standing up. But nevertheless, it was a conversation I had. So however you put it out there for the world to hear it, and however he puts it out here to the world to hear it, I know what happened, and there were people that witnessed what happened. So that's it. Let me see, what else did I hear? um I think that's all I heard. And I didn't invest more time to go back as I normally would and listen to the beginning to hear how it all started. I don't care. Respectfully, I don't care. Um cuz it's just a non-factor. The reason why I'm just giving this account is because it's always good to reflect before you act. And, sometimes when you take a moment to reflect on something or you walk away from it, um, you might approach it differently. Now, I'm going to continue to say that I have seen marked improvement in how you communicate with folks and how you express yourself. And it's unfortunate that on this free app, you've had the experiences that you've had. But I do believe, John, that you misinterpret relationships and how loyalty should be extended. Um, but I do agree that if someone does not meet your loyalty level, you should disengage from them. You should not engage further. So I agree. I agree with all of that. Um, And that's it. I went through the video as meticulously as I could to point out the things that concerned me. I believe no matter what I say, we will hear you on some panel talking to some content creator trying to engage them in a collaboration that's going to include, it could be John plus this and that, because that is what you normally do. And I hope that you find people that really want to work with you in that level. What I would, my only parting words to you is be meticulous in your description of things, because sometimes a lot of the conflicts stem from your misinterpretation of the facts. They really be your opinions, and they are often displaced and they cause more conflict than they cause good things. It's, it doesn't take, for example, going up on Michi's panel the other day and having to be asked to leave politely and you falling back only to return to apologize because your statements were turning the we're changing the tone of the conversation because you had missed the mark. I think you are always rushing to do things. It's your impulsivity. And I'm not trying to diagnose you or do anything to disparage your character. These are all things that make you unique, but they are the things that prevent you from being one of the best friends or a great guy to everybody like you believe that you are. And I do believe that you are well intentioned, and this is just unfortunate. It's just an unfortunate situation, and the timing is bad. I appreciate the times you have come up here and shared what you shared in a mutual way as you were what's that word that Hyde didn't have together? As you was being cordial with me. Um, and I appreciate your messaging today. And I definitely took it under advisement. That's why I don't have anything hostile to say in the in to what you expressed. And I believe you had a right to do so. Okay. With that being said, is there any questions, comments, and concerns out of the chat? Right. Not seeing any. I'll come back on another day and share my 2026 um thoughts. And then we're getting prepared over here for the channelversary. I'm gonna run y'all one more time through my the cemetery cemetery business theme song when I'm doing content that's related to the cemetery. If you know, you know, my channel sits inside the cemetery, which means that it's open season to discuss things that I see that go on inside the cemetery, and I plan to do so. And I especially plan to do so when I hear my name or I hear you mention me and try to bypass my name, right? If you don't want me to be a character in your storyline, leave me out of it. It will be easy for me not to speak on yous if you don't speak on me's. So, with that being said, when I went to go look at the original video of the dirty living room or the dirty studio apartment that was being temporarily occupied by Michi, guess what I discovered? On Bam's panel, they spoke on me. So I think it's fair game and I think it's respectable for me to say to you and say to all of you as a collective, if you don't say nothing about Momo, I won't have anything to say about you. If you say something about me directly, indirectly, innuendo, any of those things, then it will be fair game for me to say something about you. Now, I think that that's the best way to enter into this arrangement moving forward. Don't you think so too? Now, let me introduce you to the theme song for the cemetery business. Because I know some of you got here late. Are you ready? Let's go.
In the shadows of the YouTube streets where the quiet gets loud, there's a story in the soil that was never heard, never loud. Some patterns get buried, but they never stay dead. They whisper through the cracks like the words unsaid. And when the silence breaks, you can hear the resistance. Welcome to the chapter called the cemetery business. And when the silence breaks, you can hear the resistance. Welcome to the chapter called the cemetery business.
What you think? What you think? What you think? What you think? I'm eager to hear your feedback. What you think? Cemetery business. Ow. So, oh, I forgot. Oh, I guess I forgot. Some of y'all are mad about that being a cemetery. But you see what happened? Somebody came in here just as disrespectful as gravy. I can't even understand. I can't even understand it. I cannot even understand it. Mm, mm. Now, I had another thought too come to my mind about something. I was going to say something. Had something to do with something. Oh, man, what was it? I was going to say something. Now, I'm going to be mad because when I leave here, it's going to come to my head. Let me see what it is. Diplomatic immunity. I covered that. Whatever. Oh, something I heard on that Tr3y live, well, wherever that video was live at last night. Um, uh, a suggestion was made to people when they be touring environment, like people should stay in the clouds and not pop out and become part of the conversation because they could get doxxed over in the community. Man, y'all have really taken on an extremely bad profile in the bigger scheme of things. I can assure you that I'm working on avenues, not like before, like I just was working on ways to get out of here and dipped and dabbed. I am eagerly chasing the roads, to the exit. I'm eagerly chasing the exits of the cemetery because at the end of the day, I got what? More days behind me than I have ahead of me. And when I look at the things that go on here, I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't want to. I never, but I've experienced it. I never heard of somebody wanting to fight you and then calling you out to come to them. I like it just doesn't make sense, but I've watched it unfold and I know that it is unhealthy and I just don't want to be a part of that type of entertainment. That's not entertainment for me. Now, I was watching The Purge and I watched some commentary from Aunt T after the purge sessions ended. I don't even know how that ended because of course we had our whole what was that called? Unfed bang bang situation. Like the way that was characterized, but it was like the Chattanooga event. Um so I didn't get to it interrupted my previously scheduled watching the purge. But what was said afterwards, um, I just learned a lot of lessons from listening to the arguments that took place there, how they scheduled and set up their format to do it. I watched this boxing match thing take place, and it was weird to me, but I just realized like some of this stuff is not entertainment. It may pass some time, but it's not healthy entertainment to be consuming. This year I did set up three pathways of goals for myself. One has to do with my spiritual goals. The second one is my family goals, my family related goals. And my last goals are all related to careers and the different streams of income that I have or what I anticipate having. And um this stream is critical. It's one of them, and it has improved since this time last year. Um, I got my other business, where I'm actually speaking to women and encouraging them to make changes in their lives and changing the lives of women around me. And that has been amazing, Source. Yesterday, I had telephone call after telephone call. You're speaking to people who are motivated or interested in doing things, and I really want to bring them within my YouTube experience now. Right? That's why I said I've been here 9 years, and I am so excited about my 9 years of being here and what it means, like when I'm explaining to other people like how the YouTube works, how to set up. I just set somebody up yesterday on how to stream, and she streamed and got 500 people in one setting, right? Last night. And I'm sitting here like, holy crap. Yeah. And she did some real scriptures out of the Bible and was very motivational just in how she was speaking. And I got another person that I had a conversation with late in the evening last night who was also is a coach in real life, um, a, a wellness coach. And I was listening to her stuff that she doesn't really have a big base, but she already has the YouTube platform. And I'm just sitting up here and I'm saying to myself, holy crap, Monica, there are people out here who can make this thing explode if they're set up, and you can be part of something that's not cemeterian based. I am so sorry for the people we became. I just can't call it any other kinds of way, right? Um, where we have little or no empathy when we should, and then when you show it, liars, throwback. Like some of the stuff I've seen around here is just simply amazing. Y'all have some mysterious God that I don't know, that I've never met, that people have never, like people not on this free app have experienced, that I don't know. He goes out here and do super evil things to some of his children and super precious things to some of the other children. Some of you read the Bible or whatever the word is that y'all reading so backwards. I be scratching my head in such confusion, but I sat in that mess for 8 years. Here I am in the ninth season of it, and I'm saying to myself, yeah, no more. There's no more. There's no more. I'm waiting to see. I'm excited, extremely excited to see what comes out of some other platforms that just have been silent for a minute, but I know are doing some conversions. So I can't wait to see how they convert. And then after that, I'll make my decisions what I'm going to do. But I'll be in the cloud. Remember, I told y'all I can't be doing bushes because my hair, but it's just way too much. I I actually watched video after video. I think it was yesterday of people apologizing, taking their apologies back. No, people being cruel and unusual punishment, and then taking it back, saying, that's how I am. And then I just listen, listen. Reckless speaks of this false reality. And I had to really give that some thought because I've been calling it a hypothetical reality. Hypothetical is when you make up something, but it probably is never going to happen at all, right? But a false reality could just be a lie. I would like to believe that if I was sitting in my darkest mess, just I'm gonna give it a hypothetical. Let's suppose it was the middle of the winter time and I was sleeping out of my car in the cold. And I had a YouTube channel and I came here with hypothetical stories of when I get my new living arrangement and I start to tell you the things I would put in it and all those other things, that's not a bad person because they got a hypothetical situation that one day they hope they're dreaming to reach. But what is a false reality is when you're living in a hell of a mess and your life is in shambles, and then you're up here on the internet trying to paint a picture that doesn't match your current situation. And you get frustrated because you're lying to yourself at the pleasure of others. Both scenarios can be true in somebody's life. I rather support the hypothetical situation any day of the week because I know that's a dream and that's an aspiration. The other one, I believe, is a miserable state of mind, and misery loves company. Imagine being miserable and then your content comes out here and you can only enjoy a miserable thing because you're trying to feed the same misery that you're living in, around, and about. Grievance, you can't tell a person how to grieve. You can't tell a person how long to grieve. You can't tell a person when it's going to really kick into the power that it kicks in. You can't fill a void of what a missing a loved one is. But I do need people who are in that grieving stage to know that you are loved and speak to your creator. Yeah. It's not that friend that you call in the middle of the night that you wake up and you think that they're going to understand what you're saying. And for most of you, if you've identified somebody on this free app as that person that you can have that conversation with, know that you are wrong because bet your bottom dollar they're going to exploit your hurt and your pain at first chance they get. Or the first moment they get mad at you, they're going to lash out about your pain. If you have medical insurance, seek mental health. There is bereavement counselors for those of you who are hurting a lost one. These people in this environment cannot do it. I saw Amanda video yesterday. These people, there's nobody that you could reach out that's going to understand your loss. Not here. They're too toxic. They want you to believe that they're not, but they absolutely are. You deserve you. Whoever you are who is grieving, you deserve better. Seek the professionals and get off of this free app looking for those kind of relationships. The reason why I put names to certain elements of my conversation now is because I don't want anyone in particular to believe that I was speaking to them and that it was in a negative way. But if the shoe fits, do put it on, lace it up, and get down there to get you the appropriate support that you need through this. Someone who is going to be able to provide guidance, a listening ear without the judgment, the laughing, the talking behind your back to everybody else that they speak on, that they speak to and share your grief. Don't become that person. Don't allow the people here to get that better side of you. I've been here long enough to know that there are some relationships here or some people that I've met on this app that I have a great deal of respect for, but I just can't. I just can't. And the reason why I can't is because you can't give me back what I need. Like I explained to John Frank today, relationships are two-way street. And if you're in a relationship and you are giving more to the person that is on the receiving end, and then what you are receiving, it's time to go. It's time to go. Anyway, that's just the beginning of 2026. Um, I'm gonna be very mindful of what clouds I embrace, and this too shall pass. This too shall pass. One thing I could tell you is that what we initially sought is quickly dissipating. Establish new boundaries. You deserve it. This is Mo. Oops, I forgot. Any more questions, comments, and concerns out of the chat? I'm gonna need y'all to give me a little bit more love on my like. Why y'all so stingy with me? Oh my goodness. I can't help it. I don't understand y'all sometimes. Oh brother. Oh brother. Oh brother. Okay. Well, I'm gonna skedaddle. This is Mo. I've got to go.